Hey, it is Whitney K, business coach, marketing agency owner, and your host of the Uno Mas podcast, where overwhelmed female entrepreneurs and founders come to get real, actionable advice on how to ditch burnout and build a business that actually works for them. Here you'll access tips, proven strategies, and unfiltered conversations with industry leaders. All right, real talk. If you are just copying and pasting your Instagram captions into TikTok and then you're calling it a day, you are doing it all wrong. And if you're wondering why your engagement is tanking, this is why. Each platform has its own vibe, its own audience behavior, and its own way of driving engagement. And what works on Instagram won't necessarily work on TikTok. And if you're just slapping the same content everywhere without adjusting for those differences, you are leaving views, engagement, and let's be real, money on the table. But you don't have to stress or overthink this. This doesn't have to be complicated. Hear me when I say that. In this episode, I'm breaking down exactly how to repurpose your content the right way so that you can stop wasting time and start seeing real results. We'll talk about what to do, what not to do, and how to create a simple, repeatable strategy that actually works. So if you are ready to stop throwing ineffective content at the wall and start making your post work for you, this is the episode for you. So let's go ahead and dive right in. We're going to break this down because I know that there are some of you out there thinking content is content, right? If it's good to post, it should be good anywhere. Wrong. Hear me when I say that. This is the kind of thing that actually keeps you stuck. We're talking shorts in this episode, primarily like short form video. And we have to understand that Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube shorts, they're just not the same thing. They have different vibes, different audiences, and different algorithms. And if you are posting the exact same content in the exact same way on every single platform, it's probably why you are not seeing the engagement or the conversions you ultimately desire. How do I know this? Because I was you. I was thinking the same thing. Sadly, for too long of a time, I was thinking I need to be everywhere. I need to be all the things to all the people, and the most efficient and effective way for me to show up everywhere is to have a primary platform, which you can still have, post there, and then repurpose, or in all reality, it wasn't even an effective repurposing strategy. It was just like repost, download, copy and paste to every other individual platform. Now, hear me when I say this. You can post the same content to other platforms. We're going to get into this, but how you do it and how you post it on each individual platform matters. You have to speak, you have to create, and you have to repost specifically to the audience, to that platform, utilizing that platform specific features in a very specific way in order to get very specific results and conversions for your business. So let's talk about each individual platform really quick so we can kind of like understand what I'm talking about here. First of all, let's talk about Instagram. And I'm really focusing on like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube because in my personal opinion, I feel like these are the three platforms that can generate the most traffic, the most engaged audiences, and ultimately the greatest business results for creators and service-based entrepreneurs or product-based entrepreneurs, really any creator or business owner online. Let's just say it like that. So Instagram is all about aesthetic and strategy. Okay, it's more polished. People expect clean visuals, thoughtful captions, some level of curation. Your caption also matters a lot here too. You can tell a story and you can add a call to action and you can expect people to actually read it. Now, there is an argument on, no, people are wanting shorter captions. And yeah, that might be the case. But if you are somebody that is so good at storytelling and you feel like you do it better in written form rather than video form, or your video form is like a peekaboo into like your full-blown story that you're wanting to convey in your caption, then keep it up. Just because shorter captions work for some people doesn't mean that they don't work for everybody else. So just consider that when I say that. Plus, you have to understand that Instagram gives you built-in automation tools such as link stickers, shoppable post tags, and scheduling tools that can help drive engagement and conversions. Now, TikTok, it's a completely different beast. TikTok is raw, it's fast, it's unfiltered. People aren't there to really read long captions. They're there to really watch and react. If your video doesn't hook them really in the first 3 seconds, they're scrolling past you. And captions, keep them short. All right, maybe a quick sentence, a call to action, or even just a few emojis. The focus is more on the storytelling, the trends, and the personality of the creator or by the creator. If you are not jumping on trends and sounds or creating content that feels natural, when let's just say this, if it's not TikTok style, basically, you're going to struggle. That's just the reality of it. It has to feel genuine and authentic. I always say, like, Instagram is like the movie, right? That it's like the edited down, curated, perfect content, even though sometimes it can be raw. But TikTok is more like your Instagram stories. That's like the behind the scenes, I have a thought, I'm just going to turn on my camera and talk. That is what TikTok is all about. But you can still create a strategy behind that. All right. There's still strategy that can be done within like on the fly, in the moment content. Now, YouTube Shorts, it's kind of a mix. So this leans more towards like TikTok in terms of like short form vertical video. Same thing with Reels on Instagram. But here's the difference. YouTube is built for searchability. So unlike TikTok, where content can blow up in a day and disappear tomorrow, YouTube Shorts can keep driving traffic for weeks or even months later if you optimize it right. So you can get away with like slightly longer content here, and using good titles and keywords and descriptions actually matters for that discoverability of your content. So the bottom line here is really that just like one size does not fit all when it comes to YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. You actually have to tweak your content for each platform. The way people consume content on Instagram isn't going to be the same on TikTok, and TikTok isn't going to be the same on YouTube Shorts. So if you're just copying and pasting without adjusting, you're basically setting your content up for failure. But here's the thing, don't stress out. We're going to walk through this, all right? Now that we have established that you can't just copy and paste your content across all the platforms, let's talk about what you should be doing and what you need to stop doing immediately. Because repurposing content isn't just about reposting. It's about reformatting, optimizing, and making sure your content is actually working on each platform. Now, let's start with like the do's, the things that you're going to want to do in order to help you get more engagement, more reach, and ultimately better results from your content. The first thing is you want to adjust the format for each platform. Each platform has a different preferred format. You can't just take a 90-second Instagram reel and slap it on TikTok and expect for it to perform the same way, because it's just not how it works. So here's how you should be adjusting, all right? TikTok, you want to keep it short. You want to keep it snappy. And everything within the first 3 seconds matters, okay? That everybody's going to say that for every platform. And yes, to an extent, it does matter. But on TikTok, it really matters. You want a strong hook, fast cuts, and you want to get straight to the point. If you show up on TikTok like, hi guys, I'm just popping on here today, like, no, you've lost me already. So really get straight to the point right out the gate. Instagram Reels, you can get a little bit more polished over here, use text overlays, and leverage a lot of the Instagram features like stickers or captions or shoppable links and things like that. And then on YouTube Shorts, since YouTube has such a strong search function, you can make slightly longer form content, but the key is to keeping it engaging. If you cannot keep people engaged for 30 seconds, you sure as heck aren't going to be able to keep them engaged for 60 seconds. And if you can't keep them engaged for 60 seconds, you're sure as heck not going to be able to keep them engaged for 90 seconds. And that goes on and on and on. So I would really focus on keeping people fully engaged, pay attention to those watch time metrics, and keeping them fully engaged for 30 seconds, then start lengthening your videos once you can do that consistently. And keep getting longer and longer if you can. Stronger hooks matter, including your call to action, like subscribe for more, stuff like that. It's a really smart move, all right? The next thing you want to do is customize your captions and your call to actions. This is what kills me the most, and I see this not done right all the time. If you are using the same caption on every platform and you're doing like a copy of your Instagram caption and then you are just posting it on TikTok, and on Instagram you have something like comment the word strategy, and then over on TikTok people start commenting the word strategy. I just did a reel about this today. Everything is manual over on TikTok. So unlike Instagram, where you can plug in an automated tool like ManyChat or Mobile Monkey to help you manage all of those comments and push people to the DMs and then deliver whatever it is we are wanting to deliver, on TikTok, those automated features aren't really available yet, and everything's manual. So if you have if you have a short pop off over on TikTok, and all these people are commenting this word, you are going to be like, oh my gosh, what did I do? I can't even get to this amount of people this quickly. It is such a disservice to be doing this for your posts, and you need to understand that people engage differently depending on where they are. So Instagram, people actually read captions here. So you want to use the space wisely. You want to be able to tell a story, add value, end with a call to action. Sometimes I like putting my call to actions towards the beginning of the caption in case they don't read through the very end. And you want to drive people into the DMs, or you want to encourage them to save the content for later. Now, TikTok, you want to keep this short and direct. Ask a question, give a one-liner, or even just like watch to the end can boost engagement. And more often than not, you want to take people on TikTok to your link in bio or over to Instagram and say, hey, go over to my bio, follow me on Instagram, DM me there with questions or something like that. Get them off, even though TikTok necessarily doesn't like that, but that's really the only way to engage. I hate TikTok's DM messaging platform. It drives me freaking insane. Half the time I have a bunch of weirdos in there with just like, hey babe. And it's just like, I don't even go there. I don't even look. So if you've ever sent me a message on TikTok and I have not responded, it is not personable. What? It's not personal. I just don't look there at all. Now, YouTube Shorts, on the other hand, this is where you want to use like keywords in your title, in your description. YouTube is more search driven, so your text really needs to help people find the content, not just react to it. So you need to be very mindful of what words you are using in the title and the minimal caption that you can put in your YouTube Shorts. Mind you, if you go onto a desktop, you can actually go and edit your YouTube Shorts caption. On a mobile, it's not as easy to do this, but you can go edit the caption and you can include a lot more content. So you just want to be keyword heavy there. What is a keyword? Keywords are those words that people most often would be searching for. So think about what is really the point of your content, and you want to use those keywords so that people can discover it a lot easier. The third thing you want to do is optimize your content for search, aka hashtags and keywords. I know that a lot of people are saying that on Instagram, hashtags are dead. They pretty much are because they're overused, they're overplayed, but they might still have some benefit to your content. So this is a huge mistake, though, that I see people making often, is treating hashtags the same across all platforms. Hear that again. Hashtags are not the same on all platforms, all right? Instagram, their hashtags do help, but it's not about using 30 random hashtags. You want to use niche specific hashtags that help Instagram categorize your content. Hashtags relating to your industry, hashtags relating to the content of the post, hashtags relating to your location and where you live or what demographic you're targeting. That leads me into hashtags of your audience relatable hashtags. Be mindful of what you're using. TikTok now, hashtags can help again, but they're more important in regards to like trends and using relevant ones, especially text overlays in your video. So pay attention to kind of what you're using there and see if any trending hashtags can apply to the content that you are creating. YouTube Shorts, hashtags are not as important here. Keywords in your title, as I was just talking about, and your description matter way more for long-term reach than hashtags. So you got to think of YouTube as like a mini Google optimized for searchability, not virality. So now let's talk about what you do not do, all right? What you do not do is A, copy and paste captions word for word. I've said this a couple of times already. So this, again, is one of the biggest mistakes that I see. Just because something makes sense on Instagram does not mean it's going to land the same way on TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Each platform has a different way of hooking people in. I always say on Instagram, especially when it comes to like shorts, you almost have to do like a double hook. So the hook on the actual video could be your spoken word, or maybe it's the text that you put on top of the video for the first 3 seconds to grab somebody's attention. But as soon as somebody is engaged with your video, what's the first thing that you find yourself doing? Your eyes drop to the bottom of the video where you know the beginning of the caption is, and I don't know exactly how many characters show there, maybe 60, but that first sentence in your caption needs to be a second hook. Why a second hook? So they tap on it to read more, so they get the full caption. If your hook hooks in your video and then you go to your caption and it's not hooking to get people to open, to expand, to read the rest of it, you've lost people. So you must have to hook people in Instagram. The second thing you want to think about is, and this drives me nuts when I see this, unless there's only like one reason you would want to do this or can do this, and I'll explain here in a minute, but it's uploading watermarked videos from one platform to another. Hear me when I say this. Instagram and YouTube do not want to promote TikTok videos with their watermarks still on them. If you are saving your TikToks and you are posting them straight to your Reels on Instagram or your Shorts on YouTube without removing the watermark, your reach is getting crushed. However, there might be a situation. I did this today. Michaela, who is the queen bee of all things makeup and skincare on TikTok, she made a statement in one of her TikToks lately. I screen recorded it and I stitched it, which means I played like the first 6 seconds of what I wanted her to say, so it looked like it was her video. And then I came on the screen and I was giving my opinion, or I was giving a response to what she was saying. That is the only time where it might be allowed, but not as far as like repurposing your content completely with the entire watermark during the entire duration of the video. No. Hear me when I say that. Do not do that. So the third thing then would be ignoring platform trends and native tools. This is so crucial. Every platform has native tools, which are features that they want you to use. And when you use them, they reward you for it. You get more reach. So for example, on Instagram, you want to be using stickers and polls and trending sounds. Instagram helps boost content that keeps users engaged more and longer on the platform. Again, this goes back to like, why do platforms want you to stay on them and not really direct people off of them, even though that's the goal for all of us to do? It's because if you can keep people engaged on the platform longer, Instagram is going to reward you. TikTok, trends are everything, all right? So if you are not using trending sounds, effects, or challenges, you're missing out on a lot of potential viral reach. Now, hear me when I say this, virality is not always the best thing. I used to, along with everybody else, I'm sure, strive for things to go viral. I've had several things go viral, couple millions of views, and huge mistake. Huge mistake. Because you know what? Half the crap that went viral didn't even have anything to do with my brand. Like, what? I collected all these new followers, all these new opinions, all these new comments, all these people that weren't my people. So virality is not always the best thing. Just, I need to make that little disclaimer there. The last thing is to consider YouTube Shorts. YouTube is pushing shorts hard right now. So using strong keywords and adding shorts specific call to actions can make a huge, big difference. All right. So let's talk about how we can kind of bring this all together into like a simple repurposing strategy for a single short or long form video. First of all, you want to record the video. If you want to record it on a specific, I know there's some people that love recording their shorts on TikTok. I know there's some people that love recording their shorts on Instagram. I personally just record my content with my camera or my iPhone, and I edit it down, and then I go into posting it on whatever platform I want to post it on. Now, you want to break it down and adapt it. So you want to cut your clips. For TikTok, they can be longer, but again, here it doesn't matter the duration of the video. If you cannot keep people engaged for 30 seconds, hear me, you're not going to be able to keep them engaged for 60. Same thing with 60 seconds. You're not going to be able to keep them engaged for 90. You have to learn to keep people engaged. So watch those watch time metrics because they are incredibly important. So longer clips for TikTok, IG Reels. I know that they just unlocked the ability to do longer reels, but I recommend you stay in and under a minute and 30 seconds until you can get really good at storytelling and captivating your audience. And then YouTube Shorts, 1 minute. So let's say you have a reel for a minute and 30 seconds. Holy crap. How do I edit this same thing down for a YouTube short to 1 minute? You've got to use your editing skills. You've got to see, where am I talking too much? What fluff can I cut out? And how can I get more to the point with my message in 1 minute? Use platforms like CapCut or InShot. Those are great editing tools for you to kind of do this from your mobile phone or even from a desktop. Then you want to make sure to write platform-specific captions. Reels, longer caption. You can get really crafty here, more storytelling. Then you want to take something, maybe the hook from your caption, and use that as your caption on TikTok. Not the whole caption on Instagram, just maybe the hook, the one-liner, the punchline, that straight to the point with maybe a little short call to action. YouTube Shorts, you might want to take that same Instagram caption, but make sure it's keyword heavy. Tip, take the caption you wrote, put it into ChatGPT, say my keyword is this, edit this caption to include this keyword so it's strong enough for a YouTube Shorts caption. It will fix that for you, all right? Then you want to adjust the format and use text overlays or features specific to the platform. TikTok, more raw in the moment, don't need a lot of this stuff. Instagram Reels, you can get a little bit more crafty. It's more curated. You can have things pop up. You can have captions. Same things with YouTube Shorts. You can be a little bit more artsy and crafty over there. Then you want to post and engage accordingly. On Instagram, you want to focus on community and engagement. This is done in your DMs, in your comments. So don't just post and ghost. You need to post and respond to every single comment, not just with a thumbs up, not with just a double tap emoji, but with a heartfelt, true response. The best response are asking questions so that you can continue the conversation in your own comments, which lets Instagram know that there is like dialogue happening here. There is engagement happening on this post, and they're going to keep it up, pushed out a lot longer. But also your goal is to get people in the DMs, because the DMs is where you nurture and sell. The DMs is where, well, not necessarily, you can sell. I meant nurture and convert. On TikTok, the focus is on trends, duets, and stitches. So follow the trends, If you don't want to do dances, I don't do dances, but I might use trending sounds. But you also want to get people to comment and share and stitch your content. Now, hear me when I say this. Some people do not have the backbone to show up on TikTok the way that TikTok demands a person to show up, which is real, raw, a little bit authentic, like truly authentic, not a little bit, truly authentic. And when doing that, you run the risk of people really coming after you. TikTok is ruthless, y'all. If you cannot handle negative comments, if you cannot handle opposite opinions, differing opinions, if you cannot handle somebody saying you have thin eyebrows, you need to shut up, don't post on it. Don't post on TikTok. I'm telling you, there is just, it's like troll universe over there. I feel like TikTok has an entire branch to this company that has just mean girl attitude, and their sole purpose is just to be little snarks on people's posts. They're ruthless, but you've got to have thick skin. You got to realize that if somebody's commenting negatively on your stuff, number one, it's good. It's giving you engagement. Number two, they have serious issues. Just let them run their mouths. Keep it cordial, keep it classy, kill them with kindness, and just honestly, keep the engagement going. Say thank you for your comment. Like, the nicer you are to them, the more they get pissed off and the more they keep commenting, and it's actually quite comical. So just know that on TikTok. So when you follow a trend or you get people to stitch, I've had people stitch my content tons of times and they're ripping me apart. Like, ripping me apart. Like, this girl has no clue what she's talking about. Can you believe this? And like, they rip me apart. But I'm just like, you know what? That's one more person sharing my content. And for every person that has something negative to say, I've got like 3 other people saying, oh my gosh, I love this. I love it. Keep it up. So I don't know. I kind of went off the rails there for a little bit on that because I just need to preface that TikTok can be, it's ruthless. YouTube Shorts. You want to post and engage accordingly, optimizing for search and discovery. Now, YouTube, you'll get the comments. YouTube is not really meant for social, like, commentary. It's not really meant for like that relationship building over there. It's more meant for like search and discoverability and information overload. So you're not going to get the type of engagement on YouTube that you necessarily would on platforms like Instagram and TikTok. But if you do get comments, you do want to get in there and respond to them. If people are asking questions, you want to get in there and to respond to them, and so on and so forth. So just know that you can do this, and it's all about taking the same piece of content, but just cutting it down and editing it down and optimizing it for specific platforms. If you do this, you're doing something right. If you're struggling with this, reach out to me on Instagram. Hey, Whitney, K, H-E-Y, Whitney, W-H-I-T-N-E-Y, K, K-A-Y, Hey, Whitney, K, on Instagram. DM me, let's chat. Let me help you with this strategy. I can give you like a blueprint of how to go about doing this. We can look at your funnel and see where you're struggling, see where you're hemorrhaging, see where you're bottlenecked, and I will help you strategize this so you are not banging your head up against the wall, going an entire another year, not seeing results that you should see in your business. I look forward to talking with you, and I hope you found so much value in this episode. Thanks for taking the time to listen in to today's episode on Uno Mas Podcast. What can you do to support the show moving forward? Well, you can subscribe on your favorite platform, leave a review or a rating, because it's your reviews that matter most, and it's your reviews that help us get the show discovered by new listeners. And don't forget to share this episode with your friends, family, and followers on all your social media accounts, tagging me at The Whitney K or at Uno Mas Podcast for a spotlight feature on our social platforms. Now, if you're a female entrepreneur who's ready to ditch the overwhelm, stream your business operations, and create a brand that deeply resonates with your audience, it's time to take the next step. Visit Eden with an IDEN.agency to learn more about my strategic synergy partnership, a personalized one-on-one partnership experience where we'll work together to implement the tools, systems, and strategies you need to scale with confidence, save time, and achieve sustainable growth. Don't wait. Your business deserves clarity, efficiency, and success. So let's make it happen together.